So, it is a day removed from UFC 268, and I thought, why not try and have a sit down and think about it kind of after, like a day after the event, have kind of chance to gather my emotions, gather my thoughts, and then spurt it back into this kind of thing. So, first of all, I want to say that was a good event. That was that was good. It was very fun. I saw a stat as well that apparently the most significant strikes landed in an event in one UFC event was UFC 268. So, jeez, it was good. Let's start us off in the main event. Kamaru Usman defends his title by beating Colby Covington by unanimous decision. Wow, it was a very good fight. Um, it wasn't as good as the first fight. I mean, not many fights are going to be up to that standard, but it was a good fun fight. I think looking at Kamaru's side, like his stand up has gotten so good. It's been so good. Um, like obviously he in the first fight, and I think even the Gilbert Burns fight was the Gilbert Burns fight where it was his first like real first or second camp under Trevor Whitman. His hands like always look pretty good. They look pretty solid. His jab was really good against Gilbert Burns, but the thing about all of that was that his defense was not very good. Like he would every time he'd attack, tuck his chin in, and it'd just go straight ahead. There was no movement, no defensive awareness or anything like. I mean, in the Gilbert Burns fight, obviously he pretty much got dropped straight away, so probably wasn't fighting at 100%. But this fight against Colby, instead of taking one to give one, he was using his head movement around, and he was making Colby do his hyper uppercuts to thin air. And percent wise, it was like in the first couple of rounds, it was like 23% Colby was landing at. And then, like, I think the defensive improvements from Kamaru really stood out to me. It was very impressive. And then those two left hooks that dropped Colby, so good, so good. On Colby's end, wow, like his heart, you can't question it. He got dropped bad, like bad, like got hit and his feet lifted off the ground and he fell pretty much face first twice to end the round. Ooh, it's crazy. My reaction from Colby it was interesting because I just watched the walkout of Colby in the first fight was his classic cocky attitude. He has that smile walking out with the US flag, and he's got that smile running down through to the octagon. This fight, I noticed it, and there's a big apparent difference. Eyes were down, big breaths. He looked like he was wearing the pressure. He looked like he was scared, and I mean, he's going into a fight against the pound for pound best in the world, but he looked like he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders. And then even in the first couple of rounds, his pace was very slow in comparison to a normal Colby fight. Because for me, in my assessment of that fight, I thought the biggest key to victory for Colby was to use his cardio, push the pace, get those combinations working, because you saw it in the fight. Where Colby had the most success was when he was doing like 5, 6, 7 punch combinations. Not everyone lands, but there's going to be a few that land if you're throwing that many. And it was weird because he didn't start out with that. He turned it up towards the end, which I think you could show because he showed that respect afterwards. I think it's very. I don't know if it's good or bad because he can't like in the Yeah, in the post-fight press conference, when someone asked about what did he said like, "Oh no, I've got no respect for him, fuck him, all this kind of stuff." But you could hear in the moment he's saying like, "Ah, it's all love, just getting our money, you know." So you can see that he obviously respected him, and I think he really got affected by their first fight and was looking and was feeling quite nervous going up against Kamaru again. I think that's why he looked like he was feeling that pressure and was quite reserved to start the fight at least, and he kind of opened up towards the end, but yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're going up against Kamaru, you're gonna be scared. Next for Colby, like his stock has risen in that fight. Let's be real, his stock rose. Um, he's gonna fight another top contender, whoever it be. Might be Masvidal, might be Luke. I don't really know who it is, but it's fine. I think nothing bad's gonna happen from Colby. Like he's gonna be just fine. Kamaru, who does he fight next? Probably Leon Edwards, because Leon Edwards is going to smack up Masvidal. Let's just be real there. So I think he'll be fighting Edwards next. So, yeah. Next one, we had Zhang Weili coming up just short, losing by split decision to Rose Namajunas. Now, I'll be selective with what I say. My coverage of that fight, specifically, was atrocious, and it was so laggy, so fucking laggy, that I haven't been able to watch it. I'd see them standing up and stop, and then you've got Whaley on top, and then stops there on the feet, stops, Rose on top. I couldn't really tell much from that fight, so hopefully it was good. Sounded pretty good. Next one we had, Chito Vera with the front kick to the face. Front kick to the face of Frankie Edgar. What a knockout. I thought the first round went how I thought it would go. Frankie dominating the wrestling exchanges. Then Cheeto kind of got into his own and started to do some damage. Here's the thing. You look at, obviously Cheeto's still got a lot of improvements and a lot of time to go left in his career, but that's a performance where it was a very impressive performance, but bantamweight's, it's full of killers. I think because of that fight, it's like, it's Rose's stock, obviously, but I don't see him doing that well against any of like the top five, the elites of the division. So, yeah, I think Cheeto, he still needs time. Obviously you can see the potential there. I think he will be a great fighter, but just yet, I still don't think he's one of the elites of the division just yet. And Frankie, I don't know. I don't know what he does next. We'll see. Next one, we had Shane Burgos versus that other person who I've still forgotten his name. This fight, I think, is going to, well, it has been criminally underrated of the fight itself, because, let's be real, any fight compared to that Gaethje versus Chandler fight is shit. Any fight compared to that one. If that was the first fight of the night, if Chandler and Gaethje were later in the card, everyone would have been raving about that fight, because it was so fun. It's electric. The most was most significant combined strikes in a featherweight 3-rounder. God, it was really fun. But it's like it can't be fight of the night. It's really good, but it just wasn't the amazing. Like, the next fight is Gaethje versus Chandler, where Gaethje got the decision. The biggest reason why I love sports, and especially MMA, is because you get that feeling, you get that excitement, that sadness, whatever it is, you get extremes of feelings, and when I think into my time of being an MMA fan, I'm thinking of Poirier versus Hooker, Adesanya versus Gastelum, Whaley versus Joanna, Figgy versus Moreno, and now it's gonna be Chandler versus Gaethje. Holy shit, that fight was amazing. I loved that fight so much. Here's the thing. Everybody, and this is everybody, the entire way up to this fight was going, this is the people's main event, this is going to be amazing. You had even Gaethje and Chandler themselves saying, this is going to be an absolute war, it's going to be a beautiful, fun fight. And it still over-delivered. It still exceeded expectations. That fight was amazing. It was amazing. My prediction was terribly wrong. Well, it kind of was. I know I did say, quote, there's no way, there's like no chance that it goes past 2 rounds. It went the whole way. I didn't think it would. When Chandler got hit with that uppercut, I thought, it's all over. It's all over. But in saying that, when Chandler hit him with a flying knee and then the right hand afterwards, and Gaethje was falling about everywhere, I thought that was it. But those guys are fucking animals. Fucking animals. You had, it was so sick to watch Gaethje just smack Chandler in the face, and then him stand in front of Justin Gaethje, the most violent fighter in the world, stand right in front of him in range to be hit, and just say, give me more, hit me with more. And then he get hit with more, and he does a Superman punch off the cage, and then hands drop down, walk straight ahead, get hit, walk straight back in. Ooh! Oh, that was such a fun fight. And I loved both of them before, and I think it was probably the best result fans could get, because, well, I don't know, I think the general public like Gaethje more, but I hope they like Chandler. But both of their stocks have risen from that. Gaethje, obviously, he's fighting for the title next. For Chandler, I think I'd prefer for him to fight a little bit down now, first of all, to rest and recover from that fucking fight, but also just to get back up there before it jumps straight back into Murderer's Row. But that fight was amazing. And also, the prelims, a couple of them, oh god, I forgot what his name was. The black fat dude who did the spinning wheel kick. It was DC versus Stipe Miocic. What's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. But that fight, that was incredible. That was sick to watch. Another one. What was his name? Prodea? Whatever, the dude who knocked out Adesanya. Scary. That guy is one of the scariest fighters I've seen. Ngannou's obviously the scariest, but he's fucking intimidating, I must say that. I'm sure there was another really good one. Oh, the dude who knocked out Phil Dawes, that was a good moment. I really enjoyed that. He was getting smacked around so much, and hit, then left hook, boom, he's out. That was really fun. But yeah, I think that was it. Overall, UFC 268, it over-delivered. It was amazing. Yeah, loved it.